I'm going to give you a bit of a game now. It's a name association, and I'm going to give you a sentence or a description, and you tell me who best fits that. And maybe if there's a little story to go with it, please throw it in. And the first one is funniest person in the locker room, and it could be any locker room.
Whew. I have to say Sandman. Because his gimmick, he's drunk, he drinks beers all day, and by the time the show starts, he's already got 30 into him, and he's just fucking hilarious, man. He just makes me laugh.
I've been told a couple of times that the beer thing was a gimmick, and he was actually always on the jack.
He liked vodka.
Or on the vodka, excuse me.
Yes, he was the vodka man.
Well, this might be Sandman as well, but last man standing at the bar.
Ric Flair.
Oh, right.
Absolutely. We were in North Carolina many, many times. We were out, me and my partner, and we were drinking with Rick because he was with NWA at the time. We were still with George Scott and Paul Jones, and we were trying to, every time NWA was in North Carolina, Charlotte, we went right there. We went right to the building because I was talking to Magnum TI all the time. You know, I'm like, we want to come in, we want to come in. And he's looking at us. We were like little kids to him. Yeah. You know, you guys we don't even have facial hair yet. He's like, you're too young. And I'm like, well, Vince wants us. I don't know what to tell you. I said, we'd rather work for you. You know, we want to come work for you guys, you know?
Well, you actually, sorry for interrupting. You actually do a tryout with WCW. I've got it in 1991 against the Steiner brothers. And what a pair to have a tryout match against.
Well, yeah, they happened to call us up. It was a weekend, and we weren't doing nothing that weekend. They said, we want you to work. So come down to Atlantic City, you and your partner. We went in there. They actually tugged me up with Sid Vicious. So me and Sid went against the Steiners. Mm-hmm. Anthony, they split us up. Anthony wrestled Matt Bourne when he was the Lumberjack.
Yeah, Big Josh.
Big Josh. So, yeah, that night was pretty crazy because I got to tag up with Sid. The Steiner brothers beat us, so Sid at the end of that match picked me up, power bombed me in the middle of the ring, left me laying there, and that was our, debut for WCW. And they were pretty cool with us, like they liked how we looked, and we had to look, and they liked us. It was just, we were in ECW at the time,
Who was the person who would have said yes or no to bringing you in at that time?
We were talking to Terry Taylor. I think Kevin Sullivan was still there. But we were in ECW at the time, and we were doing New Japan and ECW. We were lucky like that. We were like Sabu. We would do like 52 weeks a year in Japan, and then the rest of the time we were home. So we were like, not many, only a few guys in ECW had that gimmick like Sabu did. He was able to go to Japan and then come back. And that always pissed Taz off because Taz never been to Japan yet. And he was, in the company, and he was up Paul's ass. I mean, he was right there. They're both from New York. So you had your New York clique, and then you had your Philadelphia clique in our company.
The next one I will give you is the wrestler who didn't go to the laundry as often as they should have done.
Balls Mahoney.
Thank you. Biggest stooge for the dirt sheets.
Wow. I'd probably say Tommy Dreamer.
Oh, really? I've never heard that name before. I've heard that Paul Heyman used to talk to people and funneled information, but I've never heard Tommy before.
I'm just guessing because I know Paul did, but I'm thinking Tommy probably did also.
Yeah, I'll give you a few more then. The stiffest / most reckless wrestler you ever were in the ring with.
Well, I'm going to say I broke my neck. I was coming back. I was 100%, and I came back, and I remember Paul Heyman said, "You're going to work Rob Van Dam tonight." And I'm like, oh, man, this is my first night back. You know what I mean? And you're already putting me with Van Dam, and I'm like, this is freaking crazy. You know what I mean? I just got back. I still haven't gotten the cobwebs out of my head yet. And I was nervous because, like I said, I don't know what could have happened. You know what I mean? Because I know Rob looked. I never worked him before, but I would watch him work, and he looked so stiff. But then once I got in the ring with him, he took care of me, and he actually hurts himself more than he hurts the guys. So you know what I mean? He'll hurt his own self just so you don't get hurt.
Yeah. Biggest ladies man.
Biggest ladies man?
Yes.
Is the Pitbull. we dude, I don't care, from sea to shining sea, from the Pacific to the Atlantic Ocean, we tapped every ass we possibly could find. Okay.
Yeah. Who was more picky, or no pickiness, just whoever turned up?
Oh no, we were picky. They had to be good looking girls. we didn't go with the ugly girls.
Fair enough, then. That's a fine answer. Biggest ribber.
Biggest ribber. Got to be the Wild Samoans. Samu and Yokozuna, Rodney. They were good with the ribs because they got Anthony real good one night. I stayed in. I had a headache. They were at a bar drinking with Vader. It was like it was in the early 90s. And he happened to drink some of Vader's VO, and he grabbed a bottle and went, and Vader went, pop, knocked him out with an open hand. That's when Vader was a mean cat, man. Because I went to Japan later, I called him Pops because he's the nicest guy in the world. But back then, early 90s, you're talking, he just got done pro football. He's mean as shit, dude. So, and him and Bigelow are a tag team, and it's like, man, I'm like, me and Anthony were like, I hope we don't have to work these guys tonight. You know what I mean? Like, shit. Because they were always pissed off. You know, they always had heat with each other. They were always bumping heads because they were two of the big men, you know, in Japan.